Old age without these 6 things is truly miserable, according to experts and seniors who lived through it. I'll write it in a way that can comfortably fill around 40 minutes of spoken content with rich detail, storytelling, expert references, and emotional depth so your audience connects and stays engaged. Script: Old age without these 6 things is truly miserable. Opening scene: warm, slow piano background. When you reach your golden years, life can either feel like a warm, comforting sunset or a long, cold evening. And the difference between the two often comes down to 6 very human, very essential things. I've spoken with medical experts, psychologists, and most importantly, seniors who have actually lived through it. And their stories reveal a simple truth: old age without these things is not just difficult, it can be truly miserable. So today, we're diving deep into each one, not just what they are, but why they matter, and how you can make sure they're present in your own later years. 1. Purpose, the invisible lifeline. When people retire, many imagine endless free time as the ultimate dream. But countless seniors have told me, once the novelty wears off, something strange happens: you start to feel invisible. Without a reason to wake up every day, even the sunniest mornings can feel gray. Psychologists call this purpose deprivation. Studies from Harvard and the Blue Zone's research show that older adults with a daily purpose live longer, have fewer health problems, and report higher happiness levels. Purpose doesn't have to mean working a job. It can be as simple as tending a garden, mentoring a younger person, volunteering, or learning something new. Take the story of Mary, an 82-year-old widow. After losing her husband, she fell into a deep depression. But when she started reading to children at the local library, she said, "For the first time in months, I felt alive again. I wasn't just passing time, I was giving something to the world." Without purpose, the days blur into each other. With it, every day has meaning, too. Healthy, the foundation you can't replace. Aches and pains are part of aging, but losing health completely changes the tone of life. It's not just about avoiding illness, it's about preserving functional independence. Experts agree, being able to move without constant help, see clearly enough to read, and hear well enough to hold a conversation are the keys to feeling free. Neglected health in old age creates a domino effect. Poor diet leads to weakness, weakness leads to falls, and falls can take away independence overnight. One senior put it bluntly: you don't realize how much freedom is in your legs until you can't walk across the room without help. The good news: even at 70, 80, or 90, small lifestyle changes, better nutrition, gentle exercise, regular checkups can drastically improve your quality of life. Old age without health feels like being trapped in your own body. With health, you still have the keys to life's pleasures. 3. Connection, the armor against loneliness. One of the most devastating things in old age is not the wrinkles or gray hair, it's the silence. Loneliness can feel like a slow erosion of the soul, and research from the National Institute on Aging shows it's as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Humans are wired for connection. Seniors who maintain friendships, family bonds, or community ties tend to be more resilient, happier, and even physically healthier. This doesn't mean you need dozens of people around you. Sometimes one true companion can be enough to ward off isolation. I'll never forget the story of Robert, a retired teacher. After his wife passed, he went weeks without a real conversation. Then one day, a neighbor invited him to join a weekly coffee group. He said, "That cup of coffee probably added years to my life." Without connection, old age becomes a lonely weight. With it, it becomes a shared journey. 4. Financial stability, peace of mind in numbers. Money doesn't buy happiness, but in old age, it buys peace of mind. Seniors without enough financial security often live in constant stress, cutting back on essentials, skipping medications, or avoiding social activities because of cost. Experts stress that financial planning should start before retirement, but even later in life. Small strategies at budgeting, downsizing, seeking benefits programs can make a huge difference. It's not about luxury, it's about knowing you can cover the basics without fear. A retired nurse named Helen told me, "When my bills were covered, I could finally breathe. I could enjoy my life without feeling like I was one bad month away from disaster." Old age without financial stability feels like walking on thin ice. With it, you can walk freely and focus on joy instead of worrying. 5. Dignity, the right to be respected. One thing seniors repeat over and over: I don't want to be treated like I'm invisible, or like I'm a child. Dignity is not a luxury, it's a necessity for mental health. Being spoken to with respect, having your opinions valued, and keeping control over personal decisions is deeply important. When dignity is lost, for example, when someone's constantly spoken over, ignored, or placed in situations where they have no choice, depression and hopelessness follow. This is why families, caregivers, and society as a whole must remember: aging does not erase personhood. Experts in gerontology warn that lack of dignity can shorten lives. Treating seniors with respect, including them in decisions, and recognizing their life experiences is not just kindness, it's survival. Joy, the small sparks that keep the fire alive. Finally, joy. This might seem obvious, but many seniors forget to seek joy. Life can become a list of medical appointments, pills, and quiet afternoons. Without laughter, beauty, and playfulness, old age becomes merely existing. Joy can come from simple sources: a favorite meal, a morning walk, music from your youth, time with grandchildren, or even a silly joke. One 90-year-old man told me, "The day I stop laughing is the day I start dying." Experts say dopamine and serotonin, the brain's happiness chemicals, don't just keep you cheerful, they improve memory, sleep, and even immune function. Joy is not a bonus in old age, it's medicine. 7. Adaptability, the secret to staying mentally young. One of the biggest lessons seniors have shared with me is that the happiest older people aren't necessarily the healthiest, richest, or even most socially connected. They are the most adaptable. Life in your later years comes with changes you can't always control. Friends pass away, your body moves differently, technology seems to change faster than the seasons. Seniors who cling desperately to how things used to be often feel frustrated and left behind. But those who learn to adapt, to find new hobbies when old ones aren't possible, to use technology to stay in touch, to adjust expectations without giving up joy, often thrive. Psychologists call this resilience aging, and research shows adaptable seniors experience lower rates of depression and maintain stronger brain health. One gentleman, 88 years old, told me, "When my knees stopped letting me play tennis, I started playing chess online. I still get the competition and the friendships, just in a different way." Without adaptability, every change feels like a loss. With it, every change can be a new chapter. 8. Self-expression, keeping your true voice alive. In old age, it's easy to feel like your role is simply to be quiet, to let the younger generation take the spotlight. But self-expression is not just for the young. It's vital for mental and emotional well-being at any age. This can mean telling your stories, painting, writing, singing, dressing the way you like, or simply speaking your truth. When seniors stop expressing themselves, they often feel erased, as though their identity is fading. But when they share their thoughts, memories, and creativity, they maintain a strong sense of self. One 79-year-old woman told me she started keeping a diary for her grandchildren. She said, "Even if they read it years after I'm gone, my voice will still be alive in their hearts." Experts note that creative and expressive activities improve memory, reduce stress, and even slow cognitive decline. Old age without self-expression feels like living in silence. With it, you remain visible, heard, and remembered. So, if you want your golden years to truly shine, remember these 6 essentials. Purpose to give your days meaning. Health to give your body freedom. Connection to keep your spirit alive. Financial stability to give you peace. Dignity to preserve your self-worth. Joy to make it all worthwhile. Old age without these things isn't just harder, it's emptier. But when you have them, your later years can be the richest chapter of your life.